Thank you, and good afternoon. Do you remember him? Janus, the god of doors, who needed to look both ways. I'm going to ask the question of our construction project manager, which is what I'm going to kind of focus on now. Are you two-faced? Or are you a trustworthy principal supply chain partner, using Procure 21 speak? We had a bit of a discussion following a question about the efficiency and the performance, I think it was more actually than efficiency, of the UK construction industry compared with the member states. I got on the fringe of a study which was commissioned by the EU it came to fruition in 2006. It's actually done by a British consultancy practice, benchmarking UK construction against the other member states. And various economists have sort of, it was a pilot study, so it wasn't a huge, expensive study, and have tried to poo-poo it. And I'm not so worried about the exact statistics of the answers they came up with, but the messages that they came up with. I'll share them with you. Belgium and Norway came top of the list. United Kingdom and Ireland came bottom. And it was Bernard Williams Associates that did the study for the EU. But the significant thing is this, that the highest ranking countries had the following particular things: single point responsibility for design and construction, extensive industrialisation and prefabrication, extensive, a well-paid, well-trained, industrious workforce, and limited subcontracting, and well-developed, lean construction management. Don Ward referred to the Woolston Home and his report, Never Waste a Good Crisis, and I'd just like to read two paragraphs from that. Even when the first tier of clients, lead contractors and main contractor develop long-term relationships based on collaborative teams, there's usually a failure to involve specialist contractors and manufacturers early enough in the process, which effectively closes off the tap of innovation and frequently results in unnecessary costs further down the line. In the wider industry, procurement practice is not as professional as it could be. Tender processes focus on price, which destabilises the supply chain, rather than highest value with lowest waste and cost, which has a stabilising effect. Furthermore, the inability to assess non-compliant bids has stifled innovation. It's also made procurement more expensive, as the client team needs to see a developed design before it can pick the winning bid. A huge long process that we go through to do that. A little while ago, that's 3 years ago, Constructing Excellence did a survey for the Construction Clients Group to look at what stage in the project do you assemble your team. The black are the consultants, so you can see the peak of the stage at which they are assembled is at project inception, which is what you'd expect because it always was like that. The main contractor is purple. He's come forward now, which of course is very good. Buildability and principal supply chain partner, etc. So he's come forward to the same stage. But the yellow specialist contractors and the blue product suppliers are somewhere in the design stage. What's happening? The gap between that is, of course, that the consultants are preparing designs for the specialists and suppliers to tender against. That's what's going on, which is, of course, meaning that they're being held back far too late. And just to confirm it, it's nice this, from that report, consultants and main contractors are most commonly brought into the project team at project inception, whereas specialist contractors and product suppliers are most commonly brought into the project at design stage. Early involvement is seen as the key factor to success regarding working with consultants and main contractors, whereas selection on best value, those words again, is seen as the key success criteria for working with specialist contractors and product suppliers, i.e. you've got to make them tender before they get onto the job. The Strategic Forum, as was mentioned, has an integration task group, and we've been doing work on the business case for integration, which will be very shortly on the website, but I'll give you a kind of preview of it. We actually asked ourselves the question, is it the case that the more integrated and collaborative your team is, the more successful your projects will be and the more benefits they will deliver for you all? Because if it is, then there's a real strong case for integration. If it isn't, then why bother? We might as well go on in the same old way and feed the lawyers. So Constructing Excellence fielded demonstration projects where there was good evidence, not just of the KPIs of the outputs, but also of the aspects of integration. And not many of the projects had metrics recorded for that. And that is a plotting of it. The degree of integration is along the bottom axis, and the success KPIs is on the vertical axis. And you can see, I mean, we didn't bother with projects that didn't purport to be integrated, but you can see the upper part of an S-curve. Very interestingly, the three on the right-hand corner, which are obviously the best performing, one of them was the Bristol Blood Centre, quite a recent project, with a progressive major main contractor. Another one is the MOD Andover project, which many of you know about because it's mentioned in many reports, including by the NAO. And that was led by an FM stroke cost consultant. And the other one is the Fusion Glaxo Wellcome projects, notably Beckenham, which was actually led by the strategic planning director in-house of Glaxo Wellcome. The reason for my saying that I'll come back to.